Today we're going to answer more questions about dealing with anger. As you may have heard me mention in previous episodes, I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. And I say that because out of 42 episodes that we've released of Self-Awareness 101, the place we seem to get the most questions is about dealing with anger. And I went through a huge transition from being an angry young man into who I am today. So I've got a lot of experience to share in regards to dealing with anger. I've been all ends of the spectrum. I've been the person who responds with rage and punches things and screams at people when it's inappropriate. And I've also been the person who, from what I've had people share with me, is the calmest in the room when there's a storm going on. That didn't happen, point A to point B instantly. It's been a process. And I had an email recently. I thought it was a phenomenal question because we've shared a couple of episodes on dealing with anger. There was one called Living in Gratitude, which was how I began my journey of dealing with anger. And we just recently did one called Dealing with Your Anger that was in response to a post that was in the forum where a gentleman had asked about different ways to respond to anger rather than reacting in ways that leave you regretting the way you reacted. And the email that I just got the other day, I'm sorry, I don't remember whether the woman was from Venezuela or Argentina, but she had asked, there's a different type of anger that she deals with. She doesn't lash out at people and she doesn't do things to hurt herself. But she does know that by holding on to the anger the way that she does, it affects her mood, it affects the way that she interacts with other people, and it doesn't allow her to be the type of person that she desires to be. And she asked, what are some suggestions that you have for that? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to refer back to a couple of other episodes that we've done because we've covered some of these things in great detail, but also offer some new distinctions. First thing that I would redirect somebody to is the episode on we are the ones who attach meaning to things, meaning that everything that happens, we're the ones who determine whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. We make that decision that a person is doing something to us and it's their intention to hurt us. Or it could just be the fact that they weren't thinking or weren't paying attention, but we're the ones who attach the meaning to it. One of the biggest keys for me in my own growth in dealing with anger was acceptance, learning to accept everything that happened as being just the way that it was supposed to be. Now, I get in debates with people about that because they talk about very traumatic and horrific things that happen and say, I'm just supposed to accept this? And my answer is yes. I mean, we look at the most horrible things that happen in life, and there are ripple effects that happen that we never see many times. Some of them, we see them instantly, or we do see the long-term benefit that comes from it. One of the things that I share in this situation is John Walsh. People may or may not be familiar with him, but he is the person who hosts the television show called America's Most Wanted. And if you don't know John Walsh, the backstory on him is that his son was kidnapped and killed at a very young age. I believe he was under 10 years old when that happened. And through that horrific experience, John Walsh made the commitment that he was going to do something so other families didn't have to suffer the way that his family did. And he's gone on to make a huge difference in a positive way based on that experience that happened. Now, am I saying that John's happy about this experience? I don't know him personally. I don't know that he's fully accepted it, but it was a way of him dealing with his anger in a constructive way. That acceptance, it's both a practical solution, but there's also a very spiritual side to it, We don't know why things happen. We can guess. I mean, a lot of times if you look around your life, you'll see complete and total chaos. To you, it's chaos. Example, if you're standing on top of a skyscraper and you're looking down at the city street, and you'll see people just all over the place, cars going in different directions, cutting each other off, animals, birds, just everything going in all these different directions, and it looks like total chaos. But if you have the ability to zoom in and focus on each one of those individual pieces, you'd notice that they all had a purpose, they all had an intention, they all had a role that they're filling. You can't see it from the vantage point that you have, but every single one of those parts of chaos have a role that they're fulfilling. It's the same thing in life. Every experience that you have is designed to lead you somewhere. And that's a huge step for some people to take in regards to their belief systems. And again, we do have an episode on changing belief systems, on how what you believe determines how you react. If you believe that somebody is taking something out on you or lashing out at you, you're going to react in a certain way. You're going to carry it around with you throughout the day. So what is the best way for dealing with anger? I think there are multiple options. First thing is that I think you need to take care of yourself. You need to learn to find your center. Now, some people do this through meditation, and we've offered episodes on basic meditation exercises. Some people do it through physical exercise, understanding how to use their body to change the way that they feel. We've talked about that in nonverbal cues. What I want to offer to you in this week's exercise is to set aside time for yourself every day to be able to take care of you. Minimum 15 minutes. If you have to start with 5, just to find that you have that time in your day, because so many people, as Jerry said, they compress so much into their day, they don't have time for themselves. They don't take time for themselves. So if you want to become better at dealing with anger, choose to let it go. There's something that I shared with my mother years ago when she was dealing with panic attacks. And I had her put this little piece of paper all over her house. And that paper said, "I can choose peace rather than this." That's a phrase that came from A Course in Miracles. Take time every day, 15 minutes, to just center yourself. Journal, write out the things that are spinning around in your mind that are causing you turmoil. There are so many different approaches of dealing with anger. I'd love to be able to say there's one key, and you know what? Yeah, there is. Let it go. That is the key. It may sound silly, but that is really the key to dealing with anger. Let it go. You're the person that's holding it in. Do you need to forgive somebody? Do you need to forgive yourself? Do you need to just take some time to shift your focus? I wish I could give you more clarity on this. And there are so many different possibilities of how you can best deal with your anger throughout the previous 42 episodes that we've done. Just want to give you a couple to key back to as we wrap up this episode. So I look forward to hearing from you on ways that you deal with your anger. And I look forward to your feedback, and I look forward to connecting soon. Take care. For a transcription of the video you just watched, more videos, and related articles, visit yourdailylifecoach.com. To comment on this video, select Discussion Forums on any page of our website.